I heard some new news about Firefly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, animated series.
I I didn't hear that, but
Then what did you hear?
I just heard they're getting together to do something.
Yeah, it's gonna be animated.
Yeah.
I went to a friend's house to watch the Oscars last night, and they were talking about like a full reboot. Pretty freaking sweet, man. And animated is actually a good way to go too, because like Nathan Fillion's getting on the like older.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see like the series pick up like 20 years down the line or whatever. I just want prime Firefly action. I want to see what happens, bro.
Yeah.
They introduced a ton of shit. There was like a cliffhanger in the last episode. They just forward.
I do remember my parents actually introduced me to it, but they didn't have me have the same experience my mom had, but they told me about the experience my mom had, where she was given the first season, like the full first season, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only season, but she didn't know that. So she watched all of it. She's like, "Oh my god, it's so great! Where's the next season?"
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. Did you guys watch Serenity?
Yeah.
The movie was pretty solid too.
Yeah, I like it. It was good. I feel like it ended it well too, where it does feel like it ended.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
If you're watching live, spoilers for Firefly.
yeah.
Sad to see Wash die. That was a tough one, man. Raven also saw it. Have you seen Serenity?
I've seen it. I think I've seen a little bit of it. I don't quite remember everything I've seen, but you know.
Well, spoilers for a movie that's been out for 25 years.
Yeah, like at this point, if I get spoilers for something I haven't seen, it's been out for that long.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
I think that at a certain point, it's like, wait, I'm not allowed to talk about it if someone hasn't seen it. It's like, well, fucking go watch it.
Oh, you guys want to hear a good one? I got one in the works. I'm so stoked on. Hannah hasn't seen Fight Club yet.
What?
And I asked her, and she told me she doesn't know the twist. I asked her, like, do you know about the twist? And she's like,
oh,
it's like, ooh. I want to watch it with her, but I want her to sit on the couch and me just set up a chair next to the TV facing her.
just to see her reaction.
Yeah.
So you're watching her reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Jack's dying.
It's the only authentic way to watch Fight Club. Someone staring at you.
Oh, big time, yeah.
No, dude, I had
If the person's in your head or in real life, doesn't really matter. As long as they're staring at you.
as a little kid, I had like the perfect viewing of Fight Club because it was just like on TV, like broadcasted or whatever. I was like just going through channels looking for random shit to watch, and I see this thing, and like the way to describe the movie is, oh, it's all about this Fight Club or whatever. The movie's called Fight Club, and I'm watching this dude in his office. And like go through this like self-help shit for like almost an hour before the fight. I like for a good second, I really thought they had like the wrong name for the wrong movie or some shit. But I was like locked in. It was just so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see the thing someone posted? It was like, it was a picture of him in the office in Fight Club, and they're like, "Oh no, my job's too well paid and stable." Like, was Gen X actually like this?
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, he lives alone in his own place without roommates. He gets custom furniture brought in.
Oh yeah, he's got an awesome life. It's crazy. I don't live that nice.
No,
my couch sucks.
Yeah, when I would need roommates, all their furniture is from fucking Walmart. It's not from IKEA.
Let's just chop down the trees and build our own.
I mean, that's the whole point of Fight Club, right? Let's just destroy all this shit.
Yeah.
That nothing came out. Is that like just all with you now?
Yeah, I just like Arabian gas mask.
Wait, does it actually go out or does it vape real quick? What does it look like?
Vape real quick.
I didn't want to see it.
But take a blinker right now.
Okay.
Liz, you want to introduce everyone?
All right. Over here we got.
Tell them what we're doing and all that.
Speak up, ladies.
We have joined here tonight
Mhm.
for Saint Rango's Eve to celebrate Saint Rango driving the snakes out of the town of Dirt. I went over here on my right. I've got
Rango himself.
Rango himself, actually.
Played by Evan.
No man can walk out on his own podcast. Oh, no, you've all been tricked. I wasn't Rango. It's been me, Evan, the whole time. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, anyways, thanks for
Wait a
waiting.
minute. I think you're just shedding. All right, and then over on my left, I got David Penna, nice guy, on Twitter or something.
Somewhere out there.
Somewhere.
Somewhere out there.
Somewhere out there. And I should have asked, Evan, do you have anything to plug?
Just tune into Behind the Curtain every month on the Rhetoric Rabbit Hole.
And what is that on Instagram?
Oh, hell yeah, dog. Yes. You can find us at Behind the Curtain, all one word, .RRH. Yeah, come join us every month, man. It's a weird news podcast. It's a lot of fun.
And then back to Dave. Dave, do you have anything to plug? Any cool things coming up?
Oh, just more art being released for Bunny Room. And talking about art for Bunny Room, someone else also made a piece for Bunny Room.
Yeah.
Over here we got Raven joining us.
Mhm.
You got anything to plug? What I don't know what you're going by right now.
Technically, I guess Interactive on Bandcamp and Instagram. We'll be releasing things. Yeah,
You guys make some really cool experimental shit, man. It's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some of it. It's pretty cool. Like, I always like certain art where it's like, oh, it's actually like it sounds different. You know, where it's like, oh, this is cool. I like this thing. I'm not hearing something new, not just something that's like, hey, I also made a thing. And you're like, yeah, it kind of sounds like other things.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you say that, but we do take inspiration from other things. So,
Oh, it is.
you know, we think it sounds like other things sometimes, but it's only because we know.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying lazy's not a no.
It's because
You know?
I just don't have the ear
You
for
just
it.
don't
I
understand.
just don't get it. Like, actually, this is extremely Drew.
Hey, by the way, just checking. When's Bunny Room and where?
Oh, let's see. What does it say up there? Lazy. That's that's the fourth month, so that's April. Wire. April 3rd, right?
I don't see April anyway. I see a 4 and a 3.
It's on the 4 and the 3.
It's on the 4 and the 3.
Oh, sure, okay.
I hope you're not from
24
Europe because you might
cents.
get it wrong.
Yeah.
You might think you already missed it.
Yeah.
European listeners.
European listeners, don't worry, you haven't missed it yet. So if you're flying into the US,
They do their shit reverse or what?
yeah,
Yeah, it goes day, month, year for them.
Honestly, that makes
actually
more
makes
sense.
Makes more sense.
Not the metric system, though. That's bullshit.
America has to be different.
Well, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
rebels.
You're stupid.
Bunny Room's at what? East Side Bowl?
Yeah, Eastside Bowl. What is the name of the room, Alex? 58 room.
the 58th room they made.
No.
Can you believe it? That many rooms.
Yeah,
They made them all in order.
Are they going to let me in if I haven't been in rooms 1 through 57? They did.
You have to pay for each room.
Yeah.
There's like a ticket guy for each, like, you're dancing.
I'm spending like $3,000.
Going deeper and deeper in.
Yeah.
How deep does the rabbit hole go?
That's awesome. We're going to be hosting a show at my labyrinth. You gotta dodge the bunny tar.
Oh god, we're getting another.
Oh yeah. Also, lazy. It is Saint
Do I
Rango's
need to
Eve.
pass these around?
So
You hold on to that.
what,
Okay.
what are we doing for Saint Rango's Eve here?
We're doing
I'm sorry, I pulled that up.
car bombs, Irish car bombs, in celebration of just general hatred for the British, honestly.
Yeah.
Dislike of snakes and British. It's really.
Oh. Hey, come on, dude. Our British listeners are gonna be pissed. You can't say that.
If you're in
They missed the
England,
date. They missed the date.
Yeah.
Tell them it was on March 4th.
For them, this podcast comes out in like December.
I'm gonna spill this shit. All right, don't laugh too hard, guys, because look at this shit.
Yeah, don't
I'm
laugh too
sorry, I
hard.
filled
or
these
he'll
up too
spill
much.
it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, buddy. You know, watching Rango made me pretty thirsty. I bet Rango would have loved to have an Irish car bomb out there in the desert. You can have any concept. All right, so here's the deal. I only have 4 of these shot glasses, so I'm gonna do one right after you guys.
Oh, there we go.
Dirt.
Rango.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's all over at the body too.
Yeah, thanks, man. I guess you get the first one. Yeah. Rough start.
Thank you.
Ah, it's terrible. Anyone want a third?
No, I'm good.
I didn't think so.
Not yet.
All right, you guys go ahead. I'll be right back. Also, yeah, Bunny Room, April
You
3rd
need one?
in the
Yes, please.
East Side Bowl in the 58 room. That's directly to your left when you walk in. Doors are at 6. Show starts at 7. We got a great lineup. It's gonna be great. And with that out of the way, yeah. Welcome to the 6th consecutive Lazy Phalange Cinema Club here on the Rhetoric Rabbit Hole Network. We're talking about Rango, recommended by our very own Evan Carpenter behind the curtain.
That's right.
Here on Rango's Eve, day before St. Patrick's Day.
And I'm still not gonna let you get away with that 6'7".
Stop. I like to like hit him as hard, as aggressive, and as possible.
All right, so let's start off with Evan. What made you think of recommending this movie?
Oh man, I tell you, Rango's been a favorite of mine for a long time. I think I first saw it when I was a kid. Really enjoyed it back then. Kind of forgot about it for a while, but then college. Just sitting in the dorm room looking for a movie to watch, and throw on Rango, and it kind of came back into my life at several points, and I enjoyed it every time. So I figured it's a movie that anyone can watch and generally enjoy. And then upon rewatching with you guys, it was I think it's got a lot of deep themes. I think for a movie about animals, it's very human, and I think there's a lot of a lot of heart to it too. And honestly, at the end of the day, too, hard to beat a good Western. So yeah, that's why I went for Rango.
Definitely agree. I think it was a fantastic recommendation.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Really
it.
great movie and very, very fun movie that also has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah,
We enjoyed on multiple levels.
It's deceptively, I don't know, deep and emotional in that way. Yeah, it's cool.
Or like it strikes that perfect blend of like for kids and adults. Because you don't really see that. I mean, there's a bunch of animation that was like clearly made for adults and shit that was clearly made for kids and whatever.
Right.
Like it makes me wonder, like, I kind of wish Rango was like more of a success so we could have more movies like it. But not even necessarily Westerns. Just imagine this director doing like a mobster movie, but it's like little rats and like pigeons in a city or something.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
really good.
But it's like in his style of like being able to hit those two like audiences like at once. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching Rango many different times as a kid, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember every single thing that was in it. So watching it again, like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Because I mean, as a kid, you're not gonna understand
Yeah.
everything, but as an adult, if you're watching it with your kid, you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
How long ago was it for you for the first time?
Like the first time I watched it, or
Yeah, or the last time maybe.
I don't remember the last time I watched it, but what year did it come out?
Looking at it right now, 2011.
Yeah, I definitely watched it when it came out.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was also too I don't want to jump too deep just yet, but I can speak a little bit to like the production of it too. I did a little bit of research on like YouTube and stuff. You want me to save that for later?
No, I think we can get into it now. I think that would be good to yeah, I think that would work well.
Cool. So I think I watched like a little bit of like an informational video about this movie. And I think that it truly was a bit of a magical thing that happened in one moment. It was Gore Verbinski, the I think director. I'm doing some speed IMDbing while we're doing this. Yeah, Gore Verbinski, and then like a couple of the other writers. They were all just like sitting down, like having a couple of drinks, and they wanted to make. I don't know. They had the kind of bare bones for Rango and stuff. And there's a lot of things that fell into place to make it really good too. Like they wanted Johnny Depp as the lead, and he had also just done a different movie with Gore Verbinski, so he was like, "I'm in." And I really think Johnny Depp was pretty perfectly cast in that role. I gotta tell you, yeah.
Yeah. What was that other movie?
Hold
Real
on.
quick, can I get anyone anything to drink? Water, seltzer, we got different stuff. Yes.
Yeah, actually, 2 waters.
Sparkling water, regular water.
It's flat water from me, brother.
Sparkling water.
Sparkling water has been left open. So it's flat.
Lazy David, you guys like it?
I got water.
I'll take it water.
Regular water?
Just regular ass water.
You guys
Anyway,
actually.
I'm the German one, so I took sparkling water.
Pirates of the
Anyway.
Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that was Gore Verbinski. All right, there we go. Thank you, Dave.
But that's another good example of what I'm talking about. So Pirates of the Caribbean is a good example of like you can watch it as an adult, you can watch it as a kid, and it's like fun.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Maybe we need to just give a little shout out to Gore Verbinski. Like, him and Johnny Depp make some magic together, man. That's cool.
Shout out to Mouse Hunt.
Yeah, that's Gore. Is that Gore Verbinski?
I believe so.
You gotta be shitting me.
We
I
also
like
have
Mouse.
ciders. Anyone wants a cider?
Oh, you know what? Can I get a water and cider? Yeah, is that okay?
Same here, please.
Yeah, I got you.
Wait, this motherfucker did The Ring?
Yeah,
Yo.
so did the Ring, yeah.
What?
It's a very interesting collection of movies because also he didn't do that many movies.
Yeah, but I'm gonna honestly just banger after banger. What a
Yeah.
career. Does Gore Verbinski have any stinkers? Are there any?
Okay,
notably bad
I don't know
ones in the lineup?
I don't know about stinkers, but he has a 2001 movie called The Mexican. That's it, just The
I know what we're doing
Mexican.
next one. He said stinkers, not bangers.
Come on now.
Okay, it's called The Mexican, and it stars Brad Pitt.
Ooh, I'm in. Hey,
Stars Brad Pitt.
It stars Brad Pitt.
Chicano actor
Not a
Brad Pitt.
Mexican.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. He makes a movie called The Mexican, and there's no.
Starring Brad Pitt as
Brad
the
Pitt.
Mexican.
It's just Brad Pitt in a very bad accent.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
She's like filmed in France.
Toronto.
In Toronto. It even takes place there.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a Mexican in Toronto.
They really don't they literally just don't mention or touch Mexico at all. No.
That's just the name.
At the end, someone makes one racist joke, and then that's the movie. Anyway, let's talk about Rango.
Okay, let's go back to Rango.
Yeah.
That's true. What was your favorite character?
Ooh, you guys go first.
You know what sucks? I can't remember her name. The girl, the love interest.
Oh, the one that
Beans.
freezes.
Yeah, Beans. I love her. I've
Yeah.
always loved her. Always.
Yeah. She's a good character. I mean, she's pretty good. You know, I don't mean to pander, but a pretty good female character too.
Yeah,
Pretty
she's
strong.
Yeah, I know you're not.
she's
really
kind
into
of a
Hey,
she's kind of a like strong female character, but she's also a female character. She's still scared. She's still.
it.
She has her own problems. She's actually like It's pretty cool.
And like what's cool, like what you just said, she's also a female character. There's like parts where she's trying to like lean into Rango, but Rango's like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They're both trying to lean into each other, while like in a lot of more modern shit, they're just the men and women are just kind of shitting on each other.
Right.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Looks like we got somebody coming over.
Shit, here comes that boy.
Oh yeah, we
Do
forgot.
you hear the
this part.
ticking?
Here he
No,
is.
stay right there. Do it. Do your card bomb in front of the camera.
Standing up.
Stay right.
I'm in
Still-
front of the
still
camera. What the
more
fuck
on
are you
me,
talking
please.
about?
Happy Rango's Eve, everybody.
Irish slam.
No, that's
Irish
that's
Slammer.
disrespectful.
Irish Slammer. I hardly know
No,
it.
it's the offensive term.
That's David. It's disrespectful. You're disrespecting the Irish when you say that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Get the fuck out.
Get out of here.
Dude, he's trying to drive you guys out like snakes.
Get that snake out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave, you got your snake skin on, huh? There's a snake amongst all of us, and I'm looking at
For
it.
context, I was looking up how to make an Irish car bomb because it's been a minute since I've done it. I just want to make sure I was doing it right. And Google was like, "Did you mean an Irish slammer?" And I'm like, "No, I fucking didn't. That's not what I meant. How dare you?" And they were like, "This is offensive." And Lazy made a good point. It's like, no, what's offensive is calling it an Irish slammer because fuck yeah, IRA, and fuck the British.
Yeah. Fuck Margaret Thatcher. This is an anti-Margaret Thatcher podcast.
Talking about favorite characters and snakes.
Let's try to get off of this snake.
Jake,
Yeah,
Jake the
nice.
Snake, sickest
Jake,
character
nice.
design.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
hell yeah! You kidding me? Yeah.
He's an antagonist, but also he was right. Like Rango was wrong and Jake the Snake was right. Because Rango was a liar and Jake called him on his bullshit. So while Rango was the
Did you ever do
protagonist, it's not exactly like he's a good guy.
No, now you have here.
It was fine. It was fine where it was.
It's okay, I'm used
Evan.
to
I
it.
didn't see you, Alex.
Thanks for your production work.
Yeah, thanks, man. I work pretty hard. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you-
you know what? Here's a deep question to ponder while we fix the camera. Do you think Rattlesnake Jake represents something? Is he deaf? Is
There we
he
go.
demon?
No, I don't think that there's any deeper symbolism in this movie.
It's just a big snake
That's
with a
just a
gun.
snake, dude.
No,
What are you
it's
talking
just a cartoon. Don't look into it. No, he's 100% the devil.
Yeah.
100%.
Jake is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the question I want to actually maybe do you guys want to go down the line and finish our favorite characters before we launch into a deeper conversation about?
Okay,
Rattlesnake Jake?
so we already went. So the next
Yeah, I think
lazy
it's
one.
Lazy's turn.
Who's your favorite lazy?
I don't really have a favorite character.
Damn.
I think that they're. I think part of what makes a story work is that as the story goes on, each character is necessary to the story. So even as you got to talk about Jake, Jake is a very necessary part of that story because he's not actually like the mayor and Jake aren't actually in cahoots. Like they kind of are, but they don't actually see eye to eye.
Yeah.
So there's sort of a like, I think that's part of the fun of it as a Western is like, it's almost like the good, the bad, and the ugly. If anyone's seen that one, where it's like if you haven't seen that, it's three characters and they're all against each other. So it's like it's not exactly like it's not like oh this guy versus this guy. It's like no, it's everybody against every
Yeah, you get invested in different characters
Yeah.
and stuff. Like maybe you root for Tuco for a little while. And you kind of feel-
We have that even with like the mole people and stuff, where
Yeah.
it's like they're kind of, but then they team up and
Yeah.
nobody's really on each other's side. They just have shared interests.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So you're saying that you don't really have a favorite character because all of the characters have been equally important at different times.
Yeah, because usually when I think about a favorite character in something, I think about a character that like when they're on screen, they're the character I want to be seeing. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of
Okay,
like,
okay, but
like it's
specific.
the character that's like, oh, I can't wait,
Rango.
like I can't wait for them to show back up.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Okay,
And I
but
don't
you're-
feel like Rango had that. I feel like it was a like every time. a
No,
character-
I know his favorite character. He just mentioned the good, the bad, the ugly. His favorite character was the man with no name.
Ooh, the Spirit of the West.
Oh.
The major spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen Rango.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
I mean, if
Lazy's
you're
favorite.
tuning in, you should have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Exactly.
Because we're talking about it right now.
Or at least don't care about spoilers.
Right.
They're like, oh,
It's
I'll go
also
check
how
that
many
out.
years old?
Also, why would you even be watching?
It's a 15-year-old movie.
Why would you be watching a video about a movie anymore?
Maybe because they want to know if it's any good.
Yeah, and they trust our opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, tell them. Yeah, it's
This
good.
is-
It's good.
It's a
Good
good
watch
movie.
it.
It's
Watch
a very
Rango.
good movie.
It's
Rhetoric
honestly,
Rhetoric-
there's
Rhetoric Rabbit Hole hosts the most trusted news show. And the
No,
most
no,
trusted
no.
movie
No,
series.
it's BTS. BTS is the most trusted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On Rhetoric Rabbit
BTC.
Hole.
My bad.
Yeah, no, BTS is the
BTS.
most trusted K-pop group.
Is it though?
Little.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know that many.
maybe this is a different rabbit hole.
This
We
is
need to
a
go down some
different-
other time.
Evan is a man of many faces. He's also the leader of BTS.
He just wears a green screen,
Yeah.
and behind when he's green screen, they make him a Korean like band boy
Yeah, dude.
No.
When I put on this hood, dude, I become a hot 22-year-old Korean guy.
with blonde
How do
hair.
you know
You
this is a prosthetic mask that he's wearing
know?
right now?
You guys tell me.
All right, so then what about you? Evan? What's your favorite?
My favorite character? I would say for me, I'm gonna give you two. All right, I'm gonna give you two because one is not a specific character. My first favorite character is the inbred hillbilly moonshiner mole people. Just as a whole, I love that concept. They're done well. They ride bats with machine guns on it. It's fucking badass.
As an
dude.
archetype.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I can't really pick one of those guys specifically. So I will say them as a whole. But if I was to pick one specific character, I'm going Spoons, baby. You know the little hairy guy who plays the Spoons?
Oh, that guy was great.
Oh, Spoons is
Yeah.
awesome. I once found a whole human spinal column in my fecal matter.
I was thinking the girl lizard, but I might have to change my answer to Spoons.
That was
Spoons is so
Yeah.
good.
How about the Spoons, John?
That was
Um,
Raven's pick.
Another just quick, like underrated, awesome character. You know the little girl in the town, like the little big-eyed possum girl. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
Her
always
name's
loved her
Beans.
too.
No.
Yeah, that's the female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little girl character. I don't know her name, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no,
That's
I've always loved her too.
you talking about this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her
Her name's like Ophelia or something like that.
Her eyes are
One of my favorite names.
crooked.
Big Lumineers fan. Anyway.
Priscilla?
Oh, there you go.
Priscilla.
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay.
name.
Yeah, her name's Priscilla.
Yeah.
Oh, they have action figures of Priscilla.
Yeah, get me one and get me
I don't know what I'm doing
Mason
after
Sharks.
this.
I need to get a fucking Jake the Snake action figure.
Give me a Jake the Snake action figure and a Mason Shark. You have to hold it.
I like Priscilla.
Oh, good shit. Okay, you mind if I ask a quick Rango question? What was your guys' favorite part?
Oh.
Do you want to maybe start over here this time?
Yes.
The beginning is great. Like the whole like first 20 minutes is amazing. When it's like him on the beach and like because I hadn't seen it, like I didn't know what was gonna happen. So the reveal that so basically the way Rango starts is he is Rango, the lizard, protagonist of the story,
Not Rango yet.
he's not right.
It's
Okay.
just all
He's
this.
just-
We're getting ahead of ourselves. The protagonist of our story, Johnny Depp, is a lizard, and he's on a very tiny island, and there's a tree, and there's like a headless Barbie doll,
Mhm.
and
There's
Like
like
a
a
cockroach.
fish,
a dead
a
cockroach,
fish toy.
and a fish toy. And those are his friends, and he's like an actor director. So he's the lead actor of a stage play he's directing. And then he he's having this inner conflict where he wants some sense of adventure, because he watches TV all the time, but he wants something to happen to him. And as soon as that's established, you realize that he is in an aquarium in the back of a minivan, and the minivan gets hit by traffic, which now that I think about it, we never find out what happens with that.
Oh, no, you do. It was the armadillo. The armadillo runs in front of the traffic and they sort of avoid it.
We don't know what happens to his family though.
Oh no, they just keep.
They
going.
drive
They're
off.
fine.
Oh, they're fine?
Yeah, they just drive off.
Oh, they're
No,
fine.
but before you go too
Okay.
far, the perfect part is the movie itself bringing up the archetypes. Where-
Hold on a second. Alex is explaining his favorite part of the movie. So,
Yeah,
Give-
so
give
if I
him a chance.
explain it wrong, no, but
I want to go deeper on this after we all explain.
Yeah.
but
yeah. So
But,
as soon as he basically, you could call it like a soliloquy or prayer, but he's basically like, I want adventure in my life. And as soon as that happens, bam, gets hit by a car, and now he's on the road and like out in the wilderness, and he comes across this armadillo, and it's like a whole Rango may be dead at the beginning of the movie, and this is all the afterlife. There's that whole thing, but that's my favorite part. Probably is just the way that that's very strong open.
If I might like kind of like paraphrase that part, like right before that like crash happens and he gets thrust into the plot of the movie, he's like, he literally verbatim says like, we need conflict. We need the character to go through an unexpected change and thrust them into a new world that they can, grow in. And then like as soon as he says that, the car crash happens and he's thrust into it. It was a cool like meta moment. It was definitely.
Yeah, because that was the thing I wanted to bring up, but you brought it up yourself when you said the soliloquy. And it's almost like a very Jordan like Peterson type of thing that he did.
Well, sometimes you're a lizard in the back of a minivan, and you may think that you're just a lizard in the back of a minivan, but oh no, his life's not that simple. Sometimes you need an armadillo, and he's squashed flat, but he doesn't know it.
The rattlesnake character is dead. Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump online here. I'm gonna say my favorite part of the movie. I mean, the chase scene through the canyon is probably my favorite part. I think it was just like there were plenty of really good like moments that make you think in that movie, but I think it's just a really well done action shot. Like there's several shots in it that are very unconventional and they're fun and they add to things. There's a lot of just traditional badass like action moments. And I myself, I'm a huge fan of like Mad Max and those kind of like franchises. So there's like high flying, like hard rocking action. I'm a big fan of it.
That part
And
was
that
very
scene,
Mad Max.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, definitely like they're like swinging off the side of things and shooting
Yeah,
people. When they shoot a bat and the bat goes down and hits a rock and explodes. Like there's no reason. Bats don't explode. It just does. It's awesome. Like it was just added to make the scene more badass.
The bats were like TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's just like it's a really well done action scene. Like there's very few westerns where I've seen like an action scene play out that was as I don't want to jerk off the movie too hard, but as high octane as that was. Like there's a lot of shit going on that really kind of gets you into it. So I'm gonna go with the canyon chase scene. I think that was the best, most well crafted part.
Yeah, it was so Fury Road.
Yeah, big time. The Fury Road was sick too. We should do that sometime. Down the line.
dude, what's your favorite scene? What is your favorite scene?
You just beat me to it.
No.
It's like a
What's
very
your second favorite
no,
scene?
but let me just elaborate more on it.
Yeah, please.
It's like a very specific thing. Like I just mentioned Fury Road, but another good example would be like funny about this director. He also did like Pirates of the Caribbean. There's just something very cool about having like a fighting scene that's like done with like vehicles combined, and you're having like this forward momentum of like two things, but you have like all these things going on. Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, it would be like guys like going through the ropes and doing all this crazy shit, or like you said, the bats like flying in and doing just this like crazy ass combination. Like imagine being a director and having to like someone has to storyboard this shit, and that's like insane to think about. Yeah, it's like it's so much more complex than just being like most cowboy fights are just like two guys with guns and it's just like shoot or whatever. But I mean that's not the same.
You know what the word is about? Swashbuckling. It's a
Yeah.
swashbuckling action
Swashbuckling.
scene. Yeah, there are even dudes who swing it on ropes with
Yeah.
knives in their mouths to fight guys. Yeah, it's awesome.
Because you
definitely
get that.
influence.
because you get that in Mad Max, and in Mad Max, trailer trucks are literally just giant ships, and they're doing the same shit.
Totally, man. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, good ass. Reagan, I think it's your turn.
The scene where he meets the spirit of the West.
Good pick.
The man with no name.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be able to like line by line tell you exactly what the scene is, but it really like ties together the whole theme of the themes of the movie, where it's it's a lot more spiritual than I thought. Right. When I was watching this many different times, like 1,000 different times when I was a kid, like it changed my perspective on the movie itself.
Yeah,
I think
that scene is like there's a lot of build up to the Spirit of the West, like they talk about it a lot. And then the Spirit of the West just ends up being like a cowboy figure, like just like an archetype.
I mean, not even that. He's a dude in a golf cart.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's a dude in a golf cart.
Does he have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
he's dressed up like
Yeah.
the man.
I mean,
He's got the
alright.
poncho and everything.
I mean, it's
Alright.
clearly
Yeah.
it's clearly him,
But
obviously.
I mean, Rango realizes like he's lied to these people. He feels bad about it. He feels like he's no one. But the Spirit of the West is like, oh, you have done heroic things.
Yeah.
You are a hero. So why not go back and these people? Basically.
To quote the movie, no man can walk out on his own story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the thing that Rango doesn't even realize himself is during the scene that we both like, he was being a hero.
Yeah.
He led those people back to that place. They didn't find the water, but they did find the fucking jug itself.
Yeah.
They did fight against the mole people. They survived. Like, he was being a hero. Even if you're acting, you still do the thing.
Yeah. And he's also literally acting in that scene too. And it's I think it really hammers the point too, where it's like he is a hero intentionally or not. Like a lot of the things he does are kind of accidental, but they still like help out the people around him. Sometimes it takes conscious action too. But yeah, that was a great pick, man. Yeah, absolutely. Also too, if I might speak to this moment in the movie for just one more second. I think one thing that's cool about Rango is they mythologize the Spirit of the West in a way that's like almost godlike. We can get deeper into this in just a sec, but it's like throughout the whole movie, they talk about him like he's like a traditional, like a god, like he rides an alabaster chariot with golden angels, and then you find out through just environmental storytelling and stuff that's like he has a golf cart full of the discarded Oscars and Emmys that stars drove out to the desert, got fucked up, and threw their trophy into the desert. They're like, I don't need it anymore, and he picks them up. Like it's just it was a moment of environmental storytelling where it both brought threads of the movie together, but it also characterized the Spirit of the West in a way that felt very human and really brought it together. So yeah.
If I can interject this real quick. We also have the Neef off camera over here. Neef, you want to hop on, sit next to Raven here? And
Just momentarily.
I want to say, Neef has done some excellent production work this evening. He brought us more Guinness, the Menace, after I forgot to get more. And also, Neef just released a song, and he has another one coming out soon. You wanna talk more about that?
Oh, yeah, What Lives, which actually features the Raven on background vocals. And Gino Spalice on drums, as he is on most of the stuff come off. And then I've got a new one coming out real soon that's a lot slower and much more R&B. So.
Yeah, definitely check that out. It's like what Neef's doing is really, really fucking cool. Also, I don't know If y'all are not ready to talk about this, I apologize, but Neef will be joining David Estes March 27th at Twisted Tea Garden for a set. So if you're not doing anything, definitely come out for that. That's gonna be fucking sick.
That will be a plan.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents before I get back to production on, and it was a perfect point where y'all are at. What I really picked up out of it on the whole thing, kind of where Evan's talking about the culmination there. The idea that the man with no name, which is Eastwood in the 3 greatest Westerns of all time.
Yeah.
Being also this dude on a golf cart and all these actors that get rid of their trophies, and that he's an actor and he gets yanked out of that into a real life, but that real life is a scenario reflected off of what Hollywood told us it was via the man with no name. That is why the man with no name is also riding around in a golf cart. And it's kind of like, this isn't really the West. It's just kind of what we were told. You're not really a hero. It's just what you were told. Well, yeah, you are, because that's what happened. Yeah, it is, because that's just, it's all perception. So,
This is cool too. It also implies that he's a hero who kind of failed. Like in the industry, he in this world, the man with no name didn't become a character, didn't take off and become a cultural zeitgeist type thing. So now he rides golf cart in the desert. And that's what Rango's going through as he meets him. And it gives that additional layer of wisdom to it.
It's like a failed actor kind of archetype.
or not even failed, but like when they further, they might be successful, but they realize that they never were actually a hero. They never heroed anything, and all these trophies weren't worth nothing.
Successful actor, failed hero.
That Rango in a nutshell, huh?
That's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of thing, right? Well,
I mean, that's Rango.
Yeah.
Sorry. You go.
Well, I think there's a little bit of alternative view that I have here, which is that the whole the Western thing historically was not that
Yeah, it was really only a decade or 2.
many. Yeah, I think if you look at the time, it's 12 years or so.
Yeah.
If that's everything that's Wild West has happened within 12 years. And yet it still has this staying power where it's this iconic era.
Yeah.
it's kind of like the samurai.
But I think to feed into that, I think there's sort of it's fitting that the spirit of the West is someone driving around on a golf cart, because it's the spirit of the West, it's not the West, because that didn't exist for very long.
Yeah.
And yet it's this thing that stayed with people.
It lives on.
Yeah. But how does it live on? It's kind of the
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I think one theme in the movie too that's a little bit more outwardly said is the West didn't survive. The modernity came for it and changed it. That's what the turtle mayor is going for the whole movie, is to move past this time in history.
Yeah.
And the spirit of the West is a relic of that. He's the last cowboy who he still rides the desert, but now he doesn't in a golf cart. Modernity came for him too, but he keeps on moving. Yeah. Cool.
I was thinking too, when we were talking about favorite characters, no one said Rango. And I think that's because Rango is kind of a piece of shit through most of the movie. And that's very main, that's a good character arc.
Yeah.
It's this is the unlikely, you see this a lot in a lot of older tales, scripture and stuff like that, where it's the unlikely piece of shit coward that ends up becoming the hero and the driving force, it's not necessarily a likable character,
I think too. I think that's something people are drawn to in general. It's present in scripture because it's just so innate to us. It's we love an underdog. We love someone who is flawed but can overcome that and become better. Because we all have our own flaws too, man. We overcome them every day. So
yeah.
Except
Everyone
Neef,
except Neef has flaws. But Neef was actually born perfect. A lot of people don't. If you didn't know that, you're mistaken.
I've been working away.
He's actually trying to become worse because he was born. It's hard
Yeah.
for him though.
He didn't have a character arc because he was perfect. So he's like, how can I have that by becoming worse first?
He debases himself
Yeah.
every day by hanging out with us.
He does the Rango thing of saying, you know what my life needs? It needs
Yeah.
conflict.
I need conflict in my life.
You'd imagine if your entire reality just crumbled around you and then everything changed in a moment like that. It'd be a crazy thing to go through.
I don't have to imagine.
I do think it's important though to Rango's character that one, he's a chameleon, and two, he's an actor. And if you notice, he never, except for right in the beginning, he never really uses being a chameleon as a thing he does. It's more of a representative of his character.
He sucks at it.
And so the decision,
Well, they just let you know that to make sure they verify to you, yes.
yeah.
But Dave, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, but it makes it so that because he's a chameleon and an actor, you're set up that he could kind of be anything.
Yeah.
Which means even though it's like, oh, he's not great, this and that, the ultimate journey of his character is to decide to be something.
So it's transformation. Yeah. I think also, Dave, you raised a good point too. He's not good at it. Like when he tries to blend in with the lizard that's next to
it
him.
becomes like a little blinking.
Yeah. So he is also a chameleon who can't blend. Like there is that kind of flaw to him where like no matter how hard he tries, he's still just pretending. And deep down, he's a little bad at it. So he needs to stop pretending and be who he is. So I think one thing this movie highlights is the idea of change and becoming a different kind of character throughout the whole movie. What did you guys think of Rango's journey? And yeah, well, I guess that's the question. What do you guys think of Rango's journey as a whole? Ponder that while I go use the restroom.
Yeah, any thoughts on that, David?
Okay, if I had to say something, he puts himself in a situation where he has to he puts himself in conflict because he feels like he's stuck somewhere. He's not truly making art. In the very beginning, he's actually really good at pretending to be the part, but yet, like what he was trying to say is, it's almost like there is a hero within, like something he can't hide. There's a true hero inside of them, and he creates the conflict himself by pretending not to be that thing. Like during the whole thing of like when he goes on that quest to like find the water jug, he is actively being a hero, and that's not even him acting. And he almost like, because he thinks he's acting that whole time, he thinks that he's not actually a hero. So there's this weird part of like, we were talking about faking it till you make it,
It's like,
but it's like this weird thing of like, when do you know when you're actually doing it, and when do
like
you know when
he still
faking
thinks
it?
he's faking it, even though he's not anymore. But he's literally,
Yeah.
In fact, the harder he tries to fake it, the less he is the thing itself.
Yeah, if we can pull back a second on that, that's kind of, so what Rango is about is like, you have this person who's a shut-in. If we take it out of like the anthropomorphic, like lizards, and kind of like treat this like it's a person, you have a shut-in that watches TV all day, but always wants to embody the hero archetype that he sees on TV because he watches a lot of Westerns. And he's a really good actor. So when faced with adversity, he just acts the part and everyone kind of buys it. And then somewhere along the way, he becomes the hero, even though he's like, at first, like, not only is he lying, but he's also like not a good person. Like we see him do some not great stuff. It's not even neutral. Like he does bad things. And somewhere along the line, like he kind of starts to care. And also that like Beans is the anima. Beans is the reason he gives a shit, because this is very Jordan Peterson. But the anima like is the woman that brings the man out of the void, and like he has responsibility because of the people he meets along the way, like Beans, and so he becomes less of an actor and a boy, and like becomes a hero in the end. along the way. I thought, and I won't go on about this too much, but I really like Rango because it's like the the classical archetype of the hero. It's very much like a hero's journey tale. Lazy and I've talked quite a bit about how there's only one story, and that's the prodigal son, where Siddhartha starts out in a garden, but he rejects it and then has to go see the world. But then at the point where he has children, he realizes that his father was right. And so basically you start in heaven, you go through hell in order to appreciate heaven. And that's the human experience. That's why every story here imitates this. And then you have, your postmodernist tales, which are sort of a rejection of the hero's journey, which I would just call an incomplete tale. If you're not doing the full circle, it just means this story is not over. It's not the whole thing. There is only one story, and if it's not doing that thing, it just means it was a partial story. So there's an implied sequel.
And Rango does it multiple times. He starts at the road, or one side of the road. He goes to the town, then goes back to the road, goes to the other side of the road, and then goes back to the town. He does these like things where he's cycling back and forth to finally become like his true self.
Well, see, you know what it is? In the beginning, when he exits the car, he is at the crossing, and he has the option to go to the other side, but he rejects that, and he decides to go on his own kind of like personal journey. But in doing so, he isn't actually acknowledging his true self. To do so, he would have tried to cross to the other side, like right then.
But he wasn't ready.
Yeah, he pushed it aside. Also, if I missed this while I was in the bathroom, apologies, but it was for his ego. Like I think one big part of this movie too is he has a big ego going into this, but he has to lose his ego and overcome that to advance into like become the hero he was meant to be.
Yeah, and something you'll notice with all of these stories, with all of this story, because it's only one story, you just see it across every story, is he ends where he starts. It's a big circle. He ends up where he began, and that's a big part of the story.
Yeah.
And the reason that resonates with people so strongly is that is your story. Everyone experiences this. That's human experience.
Wait, but Alex, but that's perfect. You know why? He goes back to the very beginning, but in a true sense. His beginning is this fake beach with fake friends and a fake girl and a fake this or whatever. He ends up in a real beach with real friends and a real girl and like all these things.
You know what else it is too? There's a moment when he goes back to the road and he's like, about to make the crossing again. When he finds, you remember like the wind up like old fish toy? He finds that and he's like sitting there holding it. And it's like in that moment he could just kind of give up and go back to his old ways and just cling to that forever, but he has to overcome it.
He's grown.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's changed since then. Which it's no coincidence that Rango is a chameleon, right? Like he is an actor, but he's also subject to change. Which makes a chameleon like kind of a perfect archetype or perfect thing to embody that archetype.
The chameleon is adaptive.
Yeah.
That's really what he is throughout the whole movie. Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best movies I've ever seen, probably best animated film I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
So I have a question for everyone. At the end of the movie, very final thing that happens is basically I believe Priscilla explains that he has to embody the archetype and become larger than a person.
Is it just to be clear? Is that at the very end when they're all standing around the lake and stuff?
And then he has to ride off into the sunset, and he has to become larger than a person by embodying the archetype of the hero.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny because he has his little thing with beans of like, don't say that, like. He's supposed to be really cool,
Yeah. Just to be clear, if you're watching this at home, that's in the extended version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole like thing at the very end where they're all at the lake, that's an extra scene. In the original cut, they he basically just rides off into the sunset, but there's not that whole scene where they're all playing at the lake and
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a question for over here about how much they think retrospectively that applies to the movie where how much of his journey is him as a character versus how much of his journey is him accepting his role as an architect.
I think. I really I don't want to monopolize here, but I think that he starts to realize and starts to make that switch when that whole canyon chase thing happens. Like we were talking about, there are several moments when he is a hero and he swoops in and he helps out the girl and stuff, and it's like at that time he realizes he could be an actual hero. Then he's tested when Rattlesnake Jake shows up, but I think that's when not really the idea enters his mind, but the possibility enters his life of him becoming something more.
I mean, he just does it.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. It is innate to him. Like the things he does are in him, and they've been in him this whole time. That's the first time he was really tested, and he really achieves. And I think that's the first time when the possibility really becomes a
When
reality.
he's no longer pretending.
Yeah. Yes. Also, that's the thing too. Is like in that scene, he is like when they enter that whole role, they are pretending. Like remember they do the whole like fake play for the mole people, and like they get him on their side, and then he's like, reach for the skies. Yeah. So that was all him pretending. When that goes wrong, it's time for him to become who he really is. I think that as cool of a scene as it is, I think it's really pivotal to the plot. So I think that was the first time when he becomes the archetype rather than just Rango the pretender.
But he doesn't even know you yet, which is like the funny part.
Yeah, exactly.
well, but that's where I think there's a little bit of a intermixing of the story, where it seems like part of it is him as an individual, but part of it is the world around him is calling on him to do this thing. So it's sort of like how much is him saying I'm going to do it, versus how much is the world saying you have to do it, and he has to just accept that.
Right.
Like how much is like his will versus how much is his acceptance, I guess.
I love this question. I have a lot to say about that, but I want to let everyone else go first if they have anything to say. Going once, going twice. So I really like that question. And to another point you made, sort of the call to adventure is like he's kind of being pulled into this thing. Like he requested it at the beginning. He requested this to happen, but also the universe and the setting that he's in demands that he change.
Yeah.
Like he's in a world that demands of him that he change, because he wouldn't have done it on his own. It's only because he's forced, even though that's what he wants, he had to be forced into this role.
Yeah.
Basically, he wouldn't have survived if he didn't adopt this persona. But I love the question you raised of where is the line between where he stops acting and he becomes the hero. And what that got me thinking of it. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
The question I'm getting at is a little bit more, where's the line between his will and the universe pulling him towards it? So how much of it is him saying I'm choosing to be this thing versus how much is him essentially just accepting the pull of the universe?
I got you. That's a little bit of a nuance from what I'm saying, but I'm kind of on the same track with you. So I think I love that question because it's always muddy, right? Like like an actual hero. You think about like a soldier or anyone who embodies the classical hero archetype is like
Joseph Campbell
is afraid. Anyone who's ever done anything brave is putting on a face, because bravery is acting in the face of fear. It's not an absence of fear. So there's kind of like it's a really difficult question to answer, because a true hero is someone who is acting brave, right? So I don't have an answer for you, but I like the question because it.
Well, let me put it to you this way, because I think in this movie there is a lot of both, but there's clearly parts where it seems like the universe has a plan for him, that he's not acting. The path he's following is not him choosing to follow this path. The universe decided you're coming this way.
Yeah.
There's also clearly parts of the movie where he had a plan, and that's what's working out, is that he came up with this plan, and that's where the success is. The question is more about the in between of some of it is the plan of the universe, some of it is the plan of the character, and where is that line?
We're getting into some really meta territory. I don't really have any more answers for you, but I do love the question.
May I put forward one more point
Yeah,
before we
yes,
move on?
real quick though.
Yeah.
Since we're gonna start winding down within like the next 30 minutes, does anyone want to do another car bomb?
No, I'm good.
No?
Mm,
Yeah?
The
Yeah.
chemistry of it kind of intimidates me. I will chug a beer with you. If you just give me the Guinness, I'll chug that.
Okay, Guinness for you. Anyone want a car? Anyone who's not a giant pussy want a car bomb?
I'm trying to drink
I'll do a car
milk,
bomb.
bro.
Can I take the bomb without the card?
What's that?
Can I take the bomb without the card? Just the
You want
shot?
you want to
also
get you
wanna-
want just a shot.
You want a shot?
So bring
I'll
out a
take
car
his
bomb
shot.
and I'll take half of it. He takes the other.
He takes the car, I take the-
Somebody who's heavily Irish blooded, if you're not gonna drink one, you cannot call it that because it's offensive.
Yeah, just say you
Yeah.
want a fucking Guinness and a shot of Jameson. So we got a shot of Bailey's and Jameson, which is weird without the Guinness. You want a Guinness? Anyone else? Okay,
I'll do a car. I'll do a car.
I'll do a car bomb.
Oh.
How do I like you?
I
Dedicated.
got hit with that.
I like these.
Can we get two
Second
car
that.
I like
bombs?
these two pussies.
2 car bombs, a Jameson, and a shot of Bailey's.
That's
Guinness?
technically
Three car bombs.
Three car bombs.
Three
We're gonna
car
split the
I'm
car bomb.
tiniest one here, so I'm not doing
You get a pass.
It's
Anyway, Evan, you were saying.
Okay, so final thing.
Mm.
Based on what you guys brought up, I think that really that scene where he enters like the the canyon and they go through all that stuff, I think that really hits on exactly what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
He faces insurmountable universal odds. You bring him in, man. I'm just yapping.
To be done right, I gotta make it minus one.
Oh, not in that because it'll
I
float. You got to do it in.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
So this is me and David.
No, this is one person right here.
No, see the thing with it being a plastic shot.
No, but-
Understand that.
But Alex, I'm just taking the shot.
So that one's for Evan and for David. The other two need to be in soccer
No.
cups.
Listen to me.
I'm
Listen to what
sorry.
he's saying.
If you want one, how it's done, I will make it and hand it to you. When I make it, you slam it. You just do not understand it.
Hand us
You
both.
don't see this. It's all free. It's a thing I gotta do. Want to get made right, you wanna do it.
I think what Alex is suggesting is that you mix the Jameson and the Baileys in a sake cup,
Yes.
and then we use that as the dropper.
Yes.
If
I have the shot glass that is for dropping. I have the whiskey separated so it doesn't begin the curve like that's gonna do it.
Oh, you're doing it in a more advanced way.
I understand what I'm doing.
You know
If
what?
Thank you.
We're
Who
all-
wants the first one?
I'll
Uh,
take it.
Like, oh, you know what? We're all gonna commit seppuku for
We're gonna do
questioning me.
Ray,
Yes.
come here. So this is
Oh, yeah.
this is the proper way of doing it. Let's
Proper
see how it's done.
You want to, which I probably would
Bro.
do, is roll this in.
This is absolutely
Drop it.
clear.
Right.
Heath, can I get a whole Guinness?
I mean, yeah, that's not much less than I do. I'm not.
He's smarter than all of us right now, dude.
Heath is definitely smarter than all of us. That's for sure. It's still fun making drinks. Though.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, last thing I just want to say about Rango before we accelerate this car into bombing territory. I really do. I just want to say I think that the scene I'm talking about really does embody what you guys are talking about. It's a scene where he goes into it trying to pretend and trying to be something that he's not, and that doesn't work out for him. And suddenly the universe thrusts insurmountable odds upon him.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's confronted with 200 moonshiners, all armed and like all ready to kill him and his boys. So it's like in that moment he is confronted with that possibility of either try to commit to the bit and maybe talk your way out of it, which isn't going to work, or become the hero. And then the thing is with that scene is that is also thrust upon him because his buddy that he asked to do the send the signal, he shoots the shot, it scares the pig, and the whole chase scene starts. So that is also thrust upon him. So he technically doesn't have to make that decision in that moment, but it is made for him. In that moment, he suddenly has to become the hero that he was always meant to be. So I'm going to argue that scene, although it doesn't really affect like the greater plot, like it leads to the confrontation. Actually, no, it does affect the greater plot I'm sticking with it, dude.
Yeah.
That scene is where he becomes a hero.
Yeah. No, and I agree with him. And what I'm saying in the part, what it makes him a hero is the most important part. No man is what.
No man can walk out on his own story.
Yeah, the man does not choose the story. The story is presented to him, and it's.
But that's
he just has to like become the thing.
so that's kind of what I'm getting at though, is it's sort of like, is Rango's journey here simply accepting that this is his story and the universe makes it work anyway, or is Rango's journey that he has to become a thing?
I think of it
I
as
think there's a
test.
mixture, but
Yeah, I think of it as. I think that there's a thing where in analyzing this movie, we need to understand the universe is either something that propels Rango or something that tests Rango, and Rango moves past. I think in that moment it was testing Rango, and Rango was able to, move past it.
well, so I think part of what makes that scene, I think, so important to the movie, and part of what I think it perfectly illustrates what I'm talking about. Rango had a plan. His plan didn't work, but he went with it anyway, and it worked out. So that's the universe coming in and making it work anyway. The question is, how much of it is Rango
No, that's where you're wrong.
forcing his will, saying, I'm going to be this person and make this happen, versus how much is the universe saying, this is going to happen, you just have to accept it and let it happen.
I understand the question. It's difficult to answer.
But where I think you're wrong,
Well,
Lazy.
I think that this movie plays with that a lot. I think this
It
is
does
a
play with it a
part
lot.
of the movie.
For me to get any more deep into that, it would be like, well, Rango is the avatar of the universe in motion, so it's all the universe.
Okay, well
right?
let me put it to you this way: is Rango as a chameleon? Is that because he is spineless and will do whatever, or is it a narrative thing where it could be anyone?
I think
It's
both
latter.
of the things you just said.
No, I would say the latter. Oh, the chameleon has a spine, dude. Just again,
Like literally?
Just again, I'm sticking with just again.
What you guys don't understand is he's a bad chameleon.
Yeah, but like he's
A
still.
chameleon will blend in, but he is not completely able to blend in.
He's a bad chameleon. He's not pretending. He becomes a thing when he's not pretending to be the thing. And it's an action.
There are also going to be times in this movie when he will try to blend in and it doesn't work out for him, and he has to move past that, and through strength of character he has to become better rather than through just innate skills, Chug this Guinness.
I really like the question, Lazy. I really don't have a good answer. I feel like this gets into more like meta stuff. I can't answer this question without getting into like a way deeper subject, but I really like the question.
Well, what I'm trying to get is, do you think in the context of the movie it's meant to be like more one way or the other, a balance of the two?
I think
I'm
sticking with balance of the two.
I don't know. I could give like my view on like that archetypally, but as far as the movie is concerned, I'm not really sure.
it's the blend of both. You can't have it. You can't have an actor without a story.
Yeah, exactly. I think. Sorry, Dave. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
It was just that you can't have a story without the actor.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think innately part of Rango's story is the world working against him and thrusting him in conflict. Maybe that's part of every hero story, according to Mr. Peterson.
Well,
what I'm saying though,
lobsters.
I think there's an aspect of Rango's story where you could argue that it could have been anyone.
I don't know.
And that's
Yeah.
why he's a chameleon and doesn't have a name at the beginning. It's because it literally could be anyone.
See,
it doesn't
can I-
really matter.
Here's the thing, though.
But also he is a character. I'll take a beer.
I'll take a cider. There's some in the fridge.
I'm going to argue against your point, Lazy, but I want you to finish it before I do.
I'm saying that I think it's a big part of Rango that as a chameleon and a character without a name and who is an actor, he's set up at the beginning as being nothing. So a big aspect of the story is it could have been anything. So even like his plans are like the Canyon plan, at least, not until later in the movie where I think his plan does work. The Canyon plan, the success of that plan has nothing to do with his plan. his plan doesn't work. And then there's the big chase, which does work,
Mhm.
and he's fumbling his way through it. It's sheer luck.
No,
Eh,
that's where I disagree, lazy.
so
And I think that well, hold on, let me finish, and then you
I
guys.
want to hear the rest. I want to hear the rest of Lazy's point. I have a fundamental disagreement. Then I want to hear yours.
I think there's a big aspect of the movie about like the spirit of the West and the universe where it's like it's calling upon you to do this. You aren't special. It could have been anyone. You were just called to play a part. So it's like an actor. It's like, yeah, an actor's playing a part though. Any actor could have played this part. It's still the same story. However, I think there's also clear moments in Rango where Rango himself shows that he is his own character.
Such as,
His personality, the way
Okay.
he does things, and that's why I used the end of the movie example, where he has to embody basically the story and become something greater than a person. But while he's doing that, there's all these little jokes about where he's like, "Oh, beans don't say that," because Rango is a character, but what he's embodying is bigger than a character.
I want to say this to speak to the original impetus of your point. I don't know if the chameleon thing is that necessary to Rango's plot. I think it's a device that serves Rango's character. I think it was a stylistic choice on the part of Gore Verbinski and the writers, where it serves his character because it adds that layer of like implicit storytelling that he is a chameleon and he blends it, you know. But the things that Rango does, I don't think are truly connected to his lizard nature. Like there's maybe like 2 times in which he actually does a lizard thing, but they don't affect the plot.
I think that's in agreement with what I'm saying.
No, I think it's a decent.
No. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing that Rango needed to be a chameleon. I think that Rango like needed to just be
That's still in
himself.
agreement with what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
The original point
Unless
you
you're not-
raised was that Rango needed to be a chameleon because it affected his journey,
hold
right?
on. With the
Did I misunderstand that? I'm sorry.
Rango does not need to be a chameleon. Rango is a chameleon because it's symbolic of a thing that can be anything.
Okay,
okay, and
I
here's
misunderstood. I
So it
apologize.
is Rango's chameleon actor thing to me is more symbolic of his nature in the story.
Yeah.
Not as a character.
Okay, and here's my argument. I disagree. I don't think it can be anyone. I think him being a chameleon is a red herring. He's actually not a good chameleon. He's actually not a good actor. The harder he tries to be an actor, the more he like gets away from being his true self. His true self comes out in action, not when he's acting.
Right, but I think that's why I'm saying where he wouldn't have to be a chameleon or an actor.
So
That's
In
what I'm
that-
saying.
Or anyone. He's himself.
Exactly. He doesn't have to be anyone.
Well-
the arc that is who this character represents in the
No,
story.
no.
here's the thing. I would argue he needs to be an actor because the first scene when he enters dirt and he goes into the saloon and he tells the story of killing the 7 brothers all with 1 bullet, that was actor skills. That was something he needed to do. That was also though, it was something where a hamster in a cage could also go through all these levels of delusion and like, you know, loneliness that led them to have no identity and to seek a greater self. I think I misunderstood the initial question, but I think that Rango's upbringing is what really contributed to him acing that first scene in the saloon and becoming the character he is. I think it's important.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So from a narrative standpoint, Rango is not an everyman.
I would say no. I think the thing if Rango was an everyman, he would live in dirt. He would just be someone who like grew up in the desert and just lives there. Yeah, I think you're right on that point.
he does kind of stand out from the rest of the like saloon, right?
But
Yeah, he's bright green. Yeah.
but is dirt
But also in his action.
but is dirt an everyman or is that not an everyman because of the time period plays in?
That's deep. That's deep. I am hearing from like my point of view, which I really don't have much input on this, but what I'm hearing from all 3 of you is a lot of kind of like what you're saying is like I don't think there's so much of an area of disagreement It sounds like y'all are all more or less saying the same thing.
I mean, yeah, I think there's a mixture of the two, but I think that the mixture of the two is a core aspect of the narrative that it is showing you both these things. That I don't think it is like, oh no, you're reading too much into it. I'm like, I think both of these aspects are clearly shown within the narrative.
I think I get a good point that can sum this up. The narrative centers around transformation and discovery of the self. An actor is a person who is constantly discovering the self. So to have an actor thrust into a dangerous world and have to adapt and become that, it served for a really good story. And it made Rango the movie that it is.
Yeah.
You could also make a movie like Rango where the main character isn't an actor, but an outsider in some other fashion. But Rango was good because he is an actor, and frankly, because he is a comedian.
Yeah. I think so. Kind of to your point, every hero is an actor because they are acting brave in the face of danger, even though they're afraid. So they're not. That's the actor is a great sort of version of the hero archetype because it's a true hero. There was something else we were watching recently. I can't remember what it was, but like a real hero is afraid. It's
It was One Piece.
was it One Piece?
No,
Or was
no, no.
Was it Frieren?
Well, Freeman also has.
Frieren. There's the axe guy. The axe guy in Frieren. He
But we were just watching the Little Garden. One of the giants literally says this.
Speaking of Stark.
okay.
But that is
sorry.
also a thing of
Okay,
Freeman.
yeah.
Yeah, both of the
Yeah.
things. You're right.
Mhm.
But like, yes, both Little Garden in One Piece and Frieren.
Yeah.
That one guy in Frieren, I can't remember his name.
Stark.
Mr. Stark.
Mr.
How did I forget
Isaac.
that? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. But it's like Stark. A real hero is someone who is afraid and acts anyway, right? And that's kind of the coming of age story. Is if you run away from danger, that's a child. If you stand strong in the face of danger, that's the coming of age story. So for him to be an actor is like kind of like to what you were saying is like he doesn't have to be. He's not a great chameleon. He's himself. But what he is an actor, and an actor is a hero is a form of actor.
So what I'm getting at is I agree with that, but I also think that there's an aspect of the story, which is because the universe calls on him to play that part, he's able to do that. It's not like I'll just put this. Anyone else in Dirt hypothetically could have done that part, except they can't because the universe didn't call upon them to do it.
But they're all actors in their own right, acting out the role that's called upon them.
Right.
Well, that
there's sort
doesn't
of a,
make
like,
them actors. That just makes them people.
Well,
If it's a role that's called upon them and they have no knowledge of it, then they're just
the ego and the thing you embody is a mask. It's a mask that you cultivate because the universe calls upon you the same way Rango is called upon.
So like, I think because
It's kind of unavoidable.
at the beginning when he's going through all of them, he's like, he says like, well, I'm the director, you have to do what I say, kind of like, right? Like, that's part of
Yeah.
his like, hey, like the Barbie and like fish, like hey, was the Barbie one doing so good? The fish, you're perfect.
The tree was great.
Tree's great.
Victor, you were wooden.
No,
But the tree was bad. That's
The
right.
tree was bad. The tree was only the
Yeah.
fish was good.
He was stiff.
Mr. Tibbs,
He's too, yeah.
you were pretty good.
But I think there is an aspect of the movie that it kind of keeps getting back to of sort of like, it's not just the individual's journey. There is the universe calling upon them to play a role.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it can be anyone.
But it has
And no one could fulfill that specific role. But I guess what I'm saying is kind of like every one of us, everyone in the movie is an actor fulfilling the role that's called upon them.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
one last thing.
Yeah, I'm going to take it a different direction, so please.
Because I think it also ties into things like Rattlesnake Jake. Right, Rattlesnake Jake is like, and I think we'll get into this in a second, but like Rattlesnake Jake is like the devil. Like, oh, so he's bad. You're like, well, but he has a role. He's called upon to play a certain role.
That's very
fits into
Gnostic.
this story. And so there's a certain like, did this go the way that Jake wanted? Because Jake is so badass that he was just like, it's going my way? Or did it go the way that the universe wanted to say your role is to be this character, and he played his character, he accepted that fully and embodied it. And then the story played out.
I will say, I think Jake is above this in a way. I don't want to get too far ahead of us here, but I think Jake is something supernatural in that, like, Rattlesnake Jake is someone that the mayor calls in to both fix things, but also to kind of, move the status quo forward, but also he's a supernatural force in that way too. They literally say in the movie, every time he comes to town, he claims a soul. And it's like, it's something that the mayor calls in when he needs divine intervention. I think a Rattlesnake Jake is a different thing entirely.
Well, I think Rango is a blend of the two. That's one thing.
Yeah. He is the West, and he's the good aspects of the West,
Right.
Whereas Rattlesnake Jake is also the West for sure, but he's kind of the darker, more dangerous.
Well, I think Rango has to accept the supernatural aspect of its own journey in order to embody the thing. I think that's where it gets the mixture of the two of like, it's not just like, oh, Rango is who Rango is, so he did this thing. It's like, well, he's also accepting a role in the universe, which the universe is clearly. I think throughout the movie, the universe of Rango is clearly calling upon him to do, and sort of like that opening scene where it's like he asks for this, but he's not the one who does it. That means that the universe of this movie is a character in this movie that is pulling him along. I think that is a clear. It's not like he isn't a thing where he just along for the ride, but that's a big part of it is that the ride itself is its own character that is pulling everything to do it along.
Good point. Can I take this in a slightly different direction?
Yeah.
I got a question I want to ask you guys before we get really esoteric. What can we learn from Rango? What is one lesson we should take from this movie? I can go first if you want, while you guys think about it.
Even when he's just doing voiceover, you can still tell it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Johnny Depp is insurmountable.
You know what's funny is after we watched the movie, I was like, so who was Johnny Depp?
No, you liar.
I did say that.
You
But
liar.
I'd say anyone can be the hero of their story. Anyone. Because, I mean, even though he thinks he's an actor, right? But he still does heroic things. You don't have to be a hero to assume the role.
Good lesson. I like that one. Dave, what about you? What can we learn from Rango?
That 90% when it comes to life, you're better off not pretending. Just be the thing itself.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Lazy's gonna take a hiatus. I think I'm gonna add on to your point. I think one thing we should learn from Rango is that there will be times when we are tested. When all the fronts we put up and all the barriers we make around ourselves and all the image that we build will be tested. And in those times you have to react. And in those times your true self is revealed. And I think that's one thing that Rango goes through, and I think that's one thing that we should go on.
Yeah.
And then to add on to his point,
Hey!
which is what I was trying to say too, is like you thinking that you're pretending, or you thinking you're just trying to fulfill a role, can even hold you back.
What do you mean?
So during the chase scene that we both liked, he was being the hero. But because he's a chameleon, because he thinks he's acting, he doesn't even realize that he was fulfilling the role by being the thing itself.
It happens on accident. It happens naturally.
Naturally, not but see, that's the thing I don't like. Accident. No, it just happens. It just happens.
Well, intentional and accidental is kind of like
that's splitting hairs, right? So like, I don't think we actually disagree on that.
Exactly.
I don't know if intentional versus accidental is splitting hairs. I think that's a pretty deep fundamental issue.
It's not so much that there's a, I'm not so much saying that they're the same thing as much as it's both. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like both of those things are true.
So for example, during the chase scene, he does become the hero. When he's confronted by Jake, he thinks, what I did there was pretending. He doesn't even realize then that was not him pretending, that was him doing the thing itself.
I think I agree with everything you said. I think where we're gonna disagree, because I hear some supposed disagreements here, but from my point of view, you all agree in different ways. I think where you and I are going to disagree about this is I think that is, so Evan's question was, what's the takeaway? What do you take away?
What
from
can we
this movie?
learn?
What I take away from it is that this is the story. This is the human experience. Rango is you. And the reason, while Lazy's right that he is a character and has things that are intrinsic about who he is, largely he is a, you play like RPGs with a silent protagonist like Chrono Trigger or Legend of Zelda.
I'd like to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the character doesn't talk, and that's because you're supposed to put yourself in those shoes. I mostly, maybe there's some nuance here where Rango is a character, but for the most part, I would say Rango is just a empty slate for you to put yourself into, right? So Rango is the everyman. Now, I think that's where you and I are going to disagree, but at the same time, I kind of think we're saying the same thing in different ways. It's kind of semantics.
I mean, the disagreement is kind of funny. The disagreement is, I don't think it's the everyman. I think realistically, if there was an everyman, he would have fell during the big chase. However, the funny thing is, because this is a story, it couldn't end right there. By definition, because it's a story, he had to succeed.
I still feel like we're saying the same thing in different ways.
So let me pose this to you though. In the big chase thing, the actual stakes were during the chase. So Rango's plan didn't really, the thing that makes Rango Rango, where he's an actor, and the plan he came up with, didn't really work at all.
That's him pretending. That's what I'm saying. Him pretending is the part that didn't
him
work.
pretending is his character.
But what I'm saying is that,
But he has to overcome that.
Right, so he has to stop being the character and be the archetype.
He has to stop pretending.
which is the point I'm trying to make. He's not a good actor. He's not a good chameleon. Once he stops pretending is when he becomes a hero.
Right, once he stops pretending to be a character.
Once
To be
he
the
stops pretending,
Yeah,
that's when he's no longer a good chameleon.
right, so he's no longer the chameleon, he's no longer the actor.
So by the end, he's not a good chameleon. At the beginning, he is.
But here's my question then, if Rango's not a chameleon or an actor, what is he as a character?
A hero.
Right, but that the hero is the archetype. So he has to stop being a character and be an archetype.
And if you understand the hero archetype, you understand that it's someone who is acting. It's a quote unquote, in their own mind, a hero is a coward that decides to be brave for a moment. That's what a hero is. Is it someone who is scared inside that decides to be brave?
No.
Right.
So
No?
It's
No,
not,
no,
it's
no,
not,
that's
it's
wrong.
not, it's not even, it's not even a real disagreement. It's like,
Exactly.
the thing is, it's not, he decides to, he just does the thing itself. It's just pure action.
Okay, sure. It's not so much conscious. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, we are saying the same thing. It's just not conscious. I'll agree with that. It's something that just
Okay.
happens.
Here's something where I want to really clear again. During the chase scene,
Yeah.
once there's an actual chase,
Yes.
me, and maybe it's because of it being an animation and being more lighthearted,
Okay.
it seems like everything Rango does during that part is like goofy luck. Nothing is like, oh, because Rango pulled this off. Nothing's like, oh, because Rango's an actor, that's how he knew how to do it.
You're right.
It's all like, this is happenstance. So to me, that's like the universe is making this happen. And Rango just allows, he finally just lets go and is along for the ride. And that's why I'm saying there's, to me, a weird push and pull with him being a character versus just allowing the story to happen.
Can I ask a greater question that I think will loop into this pretty good? do you think this movie could have happened if Rango truly was an everyman? Like if he was just a citizen from dirt,
No.
could the events of this movie have happened?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so. What are,
Alex, why do you say that?
I don't know if I can elaborate on that beyond what I've said, but Rango is you. Rango is the human. So any of the other characters, so we get into like way too deep of a philosophical conversation in order for me to answer that. But basically, the thing that makes Rango different is the experiences that he has. So if someone else went through the same experiences that he did, they would have done the same thing, which is sort of a determinist conversation. That gets like way into the weeds. But short answer is yes, I think so.
I think that several major story beats would be very, very good. I think
so also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm overthinking it, but as you said, if he was just a citizen of dirt, he probably couldn't.
But he's not. He's not.
Right.
But if one of the citizens of dirt was not a citizen of dirt
Mhm.
and had the same experience as Rango,
Right.
they would have done the same thing.
I disagree.
Right. I mean, if he had the same experience as Rango, like I'm agreeing with you, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
Again,
to use another example, I don't think anyone could have been Luke Skywalker, even with the same experience.
I mean,
well,
so
he has the Force.
okay, like I don't want to dwell on this too hard, but I don't know what you mean by that, because if they had the exact same experiences as Luke Skywalker, they would be Luke Skywalker.
well, I don't
But at
understand
that
what
point,
you're
you're saying they have the same soul.
I want to get back to one for a second.
So you believe in a soul?
I want to get back to
That's my point, is like we're
I
getting
don't-
way too.
I don't think
Hold
that's
on.
necessarily a like. What I'm saying here is not necessarily a like, here's how I view the world thing. I'm talking about this story in particular. So, I would say if you bring up something like Star Wars, it's like it's not necessarily true that it's an aspect of Star Wars to say it could have been anybody. Whereas like something like Harry Potter literally has this in it, where they're like there's the other kid that fulfills the prophecy, and Voldemort just chose Harry Potter. So it's literally part of the story.
My boy Neville Longbottom
So
with that long ass.
So it's like you can argue against that all day long. It's like literally part of the story, even if you think this isn't true of reality, it is literally part of the story. It could have been Neville. If he had gone after Neville. But it didn't have to be Harry. He's not actually special.
And if J.K. Rowling was a better writer, it would have been Neville.
I'm saying I think that my viewing of Rango is that a lot of the things about him being a chameleon and an actor is to open it up that he's kind of a nobody in terms of like it could be anybody, not in terms of that he's specifically a nobody. That's like kind of be anybody. Anybody could have showed up to that town and decided they're going to be the guy, and the universe would have made their story play out where they were it. Because a lot of the key moments of Rango, and it's also why I say it's a mixture, because there's key moments like the chase, where I'm like, it's not Rango that made that work. It's a lot of like weird luck made that work. But there are other moments, like at the end, where once he embodied it, something did become, it literally was his plan that saved the village. Saved the town.
Yeah.
I'm just not saying, I think in Rango, it plays with that as a mixture.
I think to answer my own question from earlier, if a random citizen from dirt could have, achieved the plot of Rango, I don't think a random person could have done the final confrontation with Rattlesnake Jake the way that Rango did. I think a lot of that relies on pretending and the pretending being discovered and then overcoming that. So if I may just go on a tangent for a quick second. In the final confrontation with Rattlesnake Jake, Rango and Rattlesnake Jake, they frame a shootout and they like walk to the center of the town square and he needs Rattlesnake Jake to be right on the booby trap so he can, disarm Rattlesnake Jake or whatever. Doesn't really work for Rango, but through the support of his friends, it does. It's a whole different thing. But the actual kind of like the plot device that disarms Rattlesnake Jake is pretend. Remember when he brings in all the bats and they make a silhouette of the
Yeah.
hawk and Rattlesnake Jake gets scared? That's pretending. And then there's a big part of that where Rattlesnake Jake discovers the potential. When he discovers, he goes, "Oh, it's nothing but bats," and he shoots all the bats. He wastes all of his bullets, and in that moment, Rango has beaten him because he disarmed him and he overcame the nature of dirt. I think in the final confrontation, couldn't have been anyone but Rango, baby. Anyone else would have gotten fucking annihilated by Rattlesnake Jake. He would have taken their body off to the cemetery. They'd be another grave in the graveyard of dirt, and the turtle mayor would have turned dirt into Las Vegas.
But that's, I mean, but also that's Back to the Future 3, right?
No, this is Rango, dude.
We're not talking about.
Oh, this is Patrick.
Like, have you guys seen Back to the Future 3? Right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's been a while though.
Uh,
To sum it up,
I saw the first and second.
Marty McFly is not an actor. That's how he beats his showdown. He uses like an oven door as plate armor, so because he knows he's not faster than the guy in the duel, and the guy shoots him and he doesn't die from it. But he's not an actor, so like it's not necessarily true that for someone to come up with a plan, they had to have this background.
I think the thing is with Rango though, one part of his mythology, a big part that we're not really talking about, is what I like to call the one bullet. So when Rango gets into the town and he tells the whole story, he mythologizes himself and he becomes part of the dirt, he talks about this whole story where he only fires one bullet. When you watch the movie, throughout the entirety of Rango, he only fires one bullet.
Oh, interesting.
That's when the hawk is trying to get him. He shoots it and it kills the hawk. He doesn't actually fire when him and Jake have that final confrontation. He literally fires one bullet, making him the hero of his own story. I think that's a big part of why Rango needed to do what he did, and I think that's why Rango needed to be the character who does it.
But also Rango firing that bullet is not an aspect of his skill.
No, it's not. That's the thing though. He doesn't need skill.
Right, but if he doesn't
So
need
anyone
skill-
could have done it.
exactly.
No, here's the thing. Not everyone could have gotten into the scenario where he fired the bullet. You remember when he shot the bullet, that was when the hawk was chasing him. The hawk had chased him into the vending machine and he hid inside the tube of Twizzlers and he pretended to be a Twizzler. He did the chameleon thing. The hawk saw through it, pulls him down, and then when he's tied up with the Twizzlers, he fires one bullet to break him.
I think this will clarify everything for a second. I think the disagreement here is whether it's sort of like a deterministic, where like he fired at just the right angle that this thing happened, or whether there's something like luck that is a character in the story. That's sort of like Rango's bullet could have went anywhere and luck would have made it work.
Mhm.
Do I have permission to be annoying and then I'll shut up for the rest of the episode? Anyone could have done it if they had the same experiences that Rango did. The reason no one else can do what Rango did is because he has a different background than the rest of the people in dirt. But if he had the same background as the people in dirt, he wouldn't have been able to do it. But if the people in dirt had the same background as Rango, they would have been able to. And one more thing, I just want to say, I anticipated this movie to be kind of like a less deep and philosophical conversation. This has turned out to be the most philosophical conversation we've had on this particular podcast. And I love that, and it's a great choice, and I'm so glad we watched this. That's all I gotta say on how Davin, 6'7", whatever.
I don't want to stay on this specific topic forever, because I think there are other things to talk about. But I also don't want to move on before anyone's has no idea what are you talking about. Anyone have any idea?
I've said all I need to say over about 25 minutes of talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now.
That's what's beautiful, is we can agree to disagree at the end of the day.
David, Raymond, do you have anything else about this topic?
Can I ask one more question before we close this thing out? So this is one I brought up earlier and we didn't actually address it. What is Rattlesnake Jake? Is he death? Is he the devil? Is he a demon that is summoned to take a soul? What is he?
I think he's the devil because he if he is summoned, he always has to take a soul. He's not death because death just, he knows your time. He knows when your time is. But the devil, if you summon him, he needs a soul. That's his payment.
What do you think?
Rattlesnake Jake pretty much said, Rango is him, and I don't think he would say that about just anyone.
So what does that make?
It makes him special. Sometimes some people just are special.
Do you think that, I don't want you to categorize what you're saying because I like what you said. If you were to say he aligns with one of these things, do you think he is death, the devil, or just a demon that was summoned? Or none of them at all?
None of them at all, but just like everyone else, he feels an archetype.
Fair enough.
But he understands that he's different. Jake is also special, but he also understands that Rango is special.
I would say, I think I agree with David. It's different. I don't think it's those, although I think people frequently portray demon and the devil this way. I think that what makes Jake special is that Jake adheres to a code absolutely. So while a character like Rango, his archetype is that he's struggling with what he should do, whether he should be truthful, whether he should lie. Jake has no struggle with what he should do at any given moment. He has a very strict code that he follows, but he's not a good guy. I think that's part of what the West is.
That is an archetype.
It is an archetype.
Even though it's not clearly defined as like the devil, or that is its own archetype. You're right.
I think it's an archetype.
It's the man in black.
Yeah, but it's the archetype that shows up over and
It's
over
Johnny Cash.
in Western. Of like, he lives by a code. Be careful because his code is clear. So if you made a deal, you know what's gonna happen.
Jake the Snake is a gangster.
He is angelized and did that.
Alex, do you want to tell what you think Rattlesnake Jake is before I do?
I mean, I think Lazy said it well. Is like he is the one you call. Yeah.
I think just to speak to that too, I definitely agree. I think that Jake is a demon in more of a traditional sense, in that he's a supernatural force that you call to your town when you want to make a deal. And when you want to make a deal that benefits you, but you have to pay the price of watching people die to get there. You know, I think that he's a demon that the mayor called in like many times to keep his plan going. Like, you guys remember the whole scene where they see all like the graveyard of all the dead sheriffs? That was the mayor calling in Rattlesnake Jake every time to take a soul and then go. You know, I think Rattlesnake Jake is a supernatural force that the mayor calls in to advance his agenda. But Rango was so special in that moment that he changed the whole paradigm, and it was different. I'm going to call Rattlesnake Jake a demon in that way.
You know what? And I gotta harken back to what I was saying earlier about like we're all saying the same thing in different ways, whether it's a demon or the man in black, like or the devil. It's like we're all saying the same thing fundamentally, right? Sort of.
Kind of.
I think we can all agree that he is supernatural in some way or another.
We can all say he's special.
But I think one of the things that makes Jake special and makes it such a great Western, that's like it is a Western before you go like beyond that, is that Jake's not exactly a deal with the devil. I got it depends on how you interpret a devil or a demon. But Jake's not exactly trying to like it's not like a genie wish where he's specifically trying to screw you over on what on the deal you do. It's more like it's just a deal you can't unmake. So it's like Jake is there to kill somebody. That's literally why he was brought in. So it's not like, oh, I brought Jake in to solve this problem, and now he wants to kill somebody. Like, no, the deal was he's here to kill a guy. And Jake's like, Jake has a very, very specific code of honor which is he's not a good person, but he has a code of honor that he lives by. Like, I'm going to follow this through. You made a deal, and I don't back out on deals.
That reminds me of the the devil tarot. Less so Satan and more like the devil tarot is be careful what you ask for.
Well, I think
if I was to speak to Rattlesnake Jake for a second, I think him and Rango both present sides at the same point. They are both aspects of the West. You know, there's this idea throughout Rango that there is the West and there is a spirit of the West that carries it through.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake Jake represents the negative parts of the West, and Rango represents the positive parts of it. They're both kind of the same legend in that way. But
tip my hat from one legend to another.
yeah, there he is. Hell yeah, he's up. Come on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They recognize each other as,
Yeah.
Jake recognizes Rango,
and Rango recognizes him.
which means Jake is acting. Jake's a big motherfucker, but that doesn't mean he's brave. Maybe Jake, when he was a little snake, not so brave, but he started embodying the role that the universe put him into.
Well, I do think it's also an important aspect of Rango. That Evan, what I've said many times of it being the best Western movie of all time. It is a Western.
Yeah.
So you also have to remember, like, these archetypes and the message of the movie have to do with the spirit of the West.
Yeah.
I
As
think
opposed
there's
to trying to apply it to everything else.
It is
Like,
so much a
you
Western.
have to remember this
Yeah.
is a Western.
You're right.
There's also
you're
this
right.
idea that these archetypes are going to exist after the characters are gone.
Yeah.
Like, there will always be a gunslinger. There will always be an outsider who saves the town. There will
Yeah.
always be conflict in that way. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I think it speaks to the idea of universal truths.
Well, I think it also
Yeah.
speaks to the man with no name. It's he's riding around a golf cart, but you still instantly know it's him. It's like the spirit carries on because it's the spirit of the West, not the West.
Yeah.
These archetypes continue on. There's always a gunslinger in spirit.
All
There's
of these
always
characters, Rango's a great example of this, both as a movie and the character Rango. They both are possessed by a characteristic or an archetype. There's a spirit of the West that possesses these characters, both Jake and Rango. Dude, what a fucking great movie! Like, look at the conversation, like this very adult conversation we're having about a animated film, made for children. It's like 10 out of 10. I fucking loved Rango. So
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching it with me. I really appreciate it.
Amazing stuff.
Any sorry, go ahead.
I was probably going to ask the same question. Any last
Anything
thoughts?
else? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Not really. The only thing I know, while we were watching the movie, there is symbolism beyond just Jake. Things like when he signs the Bible, this kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So I was just gonna more open it up in general to if anyone had any.
We have
Of
to
like-
address that.
of like-
There is a part where Rango signs his name on the front of a Bible, which is like not incidental. Like that's a very, very yeah. We're gonna start wrapping up. Lazy. Tell them what we're doing next month.
Next month, we are doing the Passion of the Christ.
And who recommended that?
Me recommended this.
You crazy son of a bitch.
I think he's still here.
Thank you.
So the Neef, you want to come over here and say why you recommended this film, why you're subjecting Alice to Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ?
Oh, I was confused. I was thinking, blasphemy. But also passion.
Wait, is that actually what you meant?
I thought this was George, right? But both of them I would recommend. I can't remember, why did I bring that one up? Oh, because I haven't seen it. And everybody ran it and raved, and it was such a, people ran it and were so pissed, and then people loved it so much, like on both sides. Like the Spies that ever got made, or you thought it was the greatest film that ever got made, or whatever, so.
I'm definitely hyped for it.
I don't think it's gonna be better than The Last Temptation.
No way.
My favorite Jesus movie,
We're next month. We
Okay.
are so glad you asked. We're going to watch Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is not topical or controversial in any way.
It's not controversial.
No,
No.
nope.
No. Okay.
Any more upcoming shows
Well, we got Bunny Roo April 3rd at Eastside Bowl in the 58 room, directly to your left when you walk in. We got
Go ahead and get your tickets.
Yeah, go ahead and buy tickets. You can get that on Eastside Bowl's website. Knife Back, David Penna, and Trapped Mouse, MAUS, Raven have made some very beautiful artwork for Bunny Roo. We have a great lineup of artists, all of which who are friends of the show and have been on Rabbit Hole as guests. We're very excited to show you that. It's a variety show. We have comedians, we have different kinds of music going on. We also have t-shirts. I got a t-shirt somewhere, I'll show you later. And yeah. Any other plugs? Any other things? Evan and I have Behind the Curtain with Zach Crumpton from Alta Loon sometime this month, not sure when. Neef has a show with David Estes March 27th at Twisted Tea Garden. I think that's it. Check out Adiractic.
I don't have a show. David Estes has a show. I will be playing.
David Estes has a show, and Neef has agreed to play synth on that.
It's extra flavor.
It's extra flavor. Well said, David. It's extra flavor for David Estes. Yeah, and join us next month for the Passion of the Christ.
Oh, and Behind the Curtain with Ultimate.
Behind the Curtain with Zach Crumpton of Alta Loon.
Oh shit! Are you guys talking about Behind the Curtain? Is that what I heard? Shit, man, come on.
That's all you had to say.
Guys, follow us on Instagram at Behind the Curtain, all one word, .RRH. We're gonna have dates. We're gonna have all kinds of details for you. Please follow us on.
I think that's it. Lazy.
I think that's it.
Big thank you guys so much for watching Rango with me.
Oh, dude, great recommendation. One of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, Ellis.